Alright, I'm back. I think I've managed to stem the bleeding here, and hopefully I can finish up the rest of the power supplies I had for you. Please don't be too upset with me. I just didn't want to gross anybody out by, you know. So if you're going to be a scrapper, guys, you're going to need lots of gauze bandaging. I should have been wearing gloves, and I don't know, that might have cut right through anyway. It was just a sharp edge, and, it happens. Make sure you keep up with your tetanus shots, wash your hands a lot, and, sorry about, having to cut out of there. I just, didn't want to, I didn't want to gross anybody out. And you get people fainting all over the place, and then I get strikes from YouTube because there was blood on my video. TikTok because there was blood on my video. So hopefully you guys will be able to join back in and pick up where we left off. So we were talking about power supplies before I was so rudely interrupted. And in particular, power supplies that come out of servers. So I had a couple of more downstairs, and I figured let me just run down and grab those real quick. So these might have come out of an HP. Again, but look at the pins. You're not going to keep getting these in the newer stuff. So grab them out of the old stuff. This came out of a Cisco networking switch, 3600, I think it was. I got 40 of these to scrap. I hope you guys will be able to come back, those of you who I had to kind of cut out quick on. It looks like you're all coming back. Thank you. It's good to see you. Anyway, so picking up where we left off, let's see what's in a couple more of these power supplies. We talked about copper tool rails, which you can just, you can take this down to your basement or wherever, put it in the vise, squish it. Don't cut it, because you can cut it outside if you want with the mask on, but ferrite's really super toxic. I've got a garbage can full of copper wire like this. I'm going to try to do something on the heat sinks over the weekend. Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to see so many people are rejoining. Like I said, I'm sorry I had to cut out abruptly there, but for those of you who didn't see it, I sliced my finger open and needed to attend to that, so I had to cut my live. Put it back! So yeah, yesterday we went into New York City. That was tons of fun. You guys are asking a lot about where do you get e-scrap from? Government auctions. Surplus auctions. That's where I've been getting a lot of my e-scrap from. It is getting harder and harder to find e-scrap, guys. Thank you for all of you who are sending gifts. That's really sweet of you. Wow. Well, it's wrapped up pretty good. I did manage to get the bleeding to stop, but it's going to need stitches, I think. But I don't want to go to the clinic. Everybody's sick. I did butterfly it. I cut it right here, and I put some butterflies on it, and I've got it wrapped up. I'll take a look at it later. Tell you, I haven't gotten hurt. I haven't gotten hurt in a long time doing e-scrap. Last time I got hurt was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I was using the grinder, and I cut myself really bad. But that's why I tell you guys, don't use the power tools and stuff when you're home alone, because, you don't want to get hurt. So let me just open one of these up really quick. I know the board itself is not all that great. Yeah. No, thank you for asking. Sleepy Dan, I'm okay. I'm a tough Irishman, don't worry. I bleed green. I didn't want you guys to see that on TV. TV. Make sure you keep up your shots and tough stuff too, guys, because you're going to get cut doing this. There's just no way around it. I've really never gotten myself doing one of these before. That was just a freaky thing. It was just a sharp metal edge. I've gotten cut doing boards. Boards are really sharp. E-scrap in general is super sharp. So do as I say, not as I do. You should be wearing gloves. I will put the other video up for you guys. That's one thing I like about the lives, and one reason I do a lot of them. Well, number one, I enjoy the interaction, and I enjoy talking to you guys. It's a lot of fun. My house is deadly quiet in the morning. Everybody's at work, and my music school doesn't open till 4. I don't have any lessons today, so I don't even have to go in. So, after yesterday's fiasco in Manhattan, holy cow. Oh, that's what I was starting to tell you guys. So I bought really good bunch of servers. I actually think a lot of them I could have resold. But I got all the way to Manhattan, and I don't know, those of you who are familiar with the Brooklyn Bridge, the building I had to go into was the big arch building that says New Amsterdam on it. I had to go up to the 9th floor. There wasn't a parking place anywhere. The parking garages were full. There was no delivery zone. The building doesn't even have its own parking lot. They said, oh, you have to double park and run things in and out. Double park? New York City? Gridlock day? No. I could just see my car being towed away, and that would have been the end. New York City? Gridlock day? No. I could just see my car being towed away, and that would have been the end of that. There wasn't I drove around for almost 2 hours waiting for something to open up, and nothing did. So, they were, by the way, they were very, very nice about it, very understanding. They did issue me a full refund. I'm kind of annoyed because I really did need the servers. I do buy some e-scrap from eBay. There are a couple of local people who will waive the delivery charge, and I can go pick it up locally. Make sure you find out what's in there before you go buy it, though, guys. Don't just go buy stuff blind. There's a lot of videos up on very, very item-specific things, especially on my channel, and that's there for you guys. Like if you say, oh, well, here's some Dell Inspirions I want to go see if they're worth buying or not. Well, take a look at one of the many videos that assorted YouTubers have up and assorted TikTok people. I have both. I keep bouncing between them. What I'm making? No, what I'm making? I'm destroying. I'm taking things apart, man. I am making piles of e-scrap, copper, aluminum, boards, gold pins, and a scavenger. And I'm just showing some of my friends here on TikTok how to do that and how to get at them and what to save. Oh yeah, Patrick, it was a good one. I got myself taking a power supply apart. I caught myself on one of these metal edges and I just... I think I finally got the bleeding to stop, though. You know us, we just keep right on going. Yeah. Do I make a profit? I do, but I wouldn't expect to put 3 children through college on it. I enjoy it. I've taught a lot of people how to e-scrap. I think that the answer to that, and it comes up every video, and I really don't mind answering it because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help other people. You've got to have contacts. You've got to have a good local yard. You've got to, I would say before you start e-scrapping, make sure you have some place to sell it, know what their prices are, and then go back through the many, many videos that are on YouTube of different scrappers taking things apart. That's just how I cut myself before I went after this, and I'm not going to do that again. It looks worse than it is, guys, but I wanted to finish the video. I'm making money on it. I would say copper is profitable, aluminum is profitable, and the boards, I can resell them, and I'm doing very well with that. So, yes, I would say I'm profitable. I would say if you have to go buy e-scrap, you're probably not going to make much of a profit. What you got to do is try to get hooked up with somebody who does like IT recovery. One place that I've been able to get scrapped that's really been helpful over the years that I've been doing this, and especially so the past couple of weeks, for some reason it just really opened up for me. I met a few IT people, and they're not even interested in reselling. They were actually going to take it to the transfer station, and I said, well, don't do that. It's number one, I'll sell it and I'll give you 25% of the profit. Yeah, I've got to ship it, I've got to take it apart and everything else. I said, I'll cut you a check from the profit. So they like that because they were just going to toss it. So what I said, and the other thing I will do, since we're all in the same area, I'll meet you at your job site. I'll load up my truck and my trailer and I'll help you get rid of it. Least I can do. If you're going to give it to me for free or for very little money, I'd be glad to help you. That's a great way, guys. Stereo equipment is really good for e-waste recovery. You can get some nice copper toroids, some nice transistors. Again, pick up a few things and just have some fun. Patrick Williams has a lot of really good videos up of household things he scraps, and so does Scrap It All. They both have some really things, other than computers. Definitely some things you want to check out. So, educate yourself. And I think that profit can be made in e-scrapping. If you have the space, you have a yard, and you have a supply of it. I think you're going to see a lot of the iSeries iSeries. Well, yeah, there would be. Some of you may already know that Microsoft is no longer going to be supporting Windows. They are going to whatever their new operating system is. No, spinning wheel, I sliced it open and had to cut my last video short because I was going to bleed all over the place. So I went and I took care of myself. I put some butterfly stitches on it, tape, and I've got it wrapped up really good. It's not bleeding anymore, but this one could require some stitches. Anyway, so it's not just, you don't have to just do computers, stereo equipment, old vintage stuff. The older the better, guys. Kind of like me. The older the better, huh? Now let's see. Why don't you want to come out? Usually it's because I've missed a screw somewhere. There it is. Like I said, you can take the boards out and just cut the gold recovery stuff out and put it aside for yourself for another day, a snowy day or a rainy day. Weather's going to get nice, so but for me, I don't want the clutter, so I'll get what I can and then I'll just sell the leftovers. Why does that need that big of a capacitor? This, probably just because it's an old issue board. January 4, 2011 is the date on that. Yes, that is out of a, you're very, very good, Rascal Beaver, very good. That's exactly what it is. This was out of a 2900 series. That's exactly right. Very good. I am impressed. That's impressive. Yeah. All right. She's caught on something here. Cotton gloves are probably not thick enough really for e-scrap. I should be wearing leather gloves. We all should. It serves me right that I got cut because I wasn't doing the right thing, so. This stuff's really sharp, guys. Sharp as heck. Alright. Just get this off of here. Actually, I just cut it here and I'm done with it. So, you'll get some wire out of here. Now, I don't know if these are brass or if you want to save the plugs or not. That's up to you. I don't, because it's just too much stuff. Nice copper toroid, copper toroid, copper toroid. I would leave the capacitor for weight. I'm going to definitely go after this piece of aluminum here, this piece, and this piece. The rest of this I'll leave on for weight. And again, but this is what I'm interested in right here. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, the Cisco's and the older Dells really had some nice pins. I'm not sure if these are brass or gold. I'm really not. I have them all separated just because I'm not sure. Some of you guys have, some of you guys who have channels, I know you have test kits that you guys recommend for testing such things. I'd love it if you could put a suggestion or put a link up there. That would be great. 29 years. Wow. Good for you, Rascal. That's awesome. I'm at about probably year 5 or 6 now. Yeah. All right. So let's go. So just for review, we'll take the copper, brass pins, gold pins, whatever color pins they are. You can cut, if you want to cut this off, cut right around here. There's a nice little outline. Again, do it outside. Don't breathe this garbage in. Yeah. Hey, tell me, Rascal, do you completely depopulate them, or do you sell them with some of the rubbish still on it? Oh, good for you, Daniel. That's awesome. But you might find a plethora of computers this fall. PCs are, by far, in my opinion, PCs and servers are the best two things to scrap. But if Microsoft is indeed discontinuing support for Windows 10, there's going to be a lot of people who've got to upgrade their computers. Okay, I'll clean this off. These are copper MOSFETs, guys. You want to hang on to these. Some of them come apart very easily. Some need a little bit of work. Scrap It All's got a video up on how to take these apart, and Patrick William has one as well. There's copper. Even these legs are copper. So, you know, you can clean it up. You got to get all the steel off of it. If they run a magnet over it and they pick up any steel, it won't be clean aluminum anymore. It'll be something called irony aluminum, and they'll downgrade your whole load. So you got to make sure you sort it and make sure you get all the metal off of it. That's going to be another video for another time, though. Right now, I'm just destroying things with a vengeance because I got hurt. You should see the power supplies that come out of battery backup. So again, right now this is dirty aluminum. I'll take that off. I'll take these 2 pieces of steel off, run a magnet over it, and get that into my clean aluminum. Yes, I agree, Dilly. Thank you, Chuck and Scrapping. Appreciate that. That was really nice of you guys. You guys are awesome. Wow. Alright, we're going to get the capacitor out of the way, only because I want the piece of aluminum. These capacitors weigh nothing, guys, and you can just throw them in with your aluminum breakage, or your dirty aluminum, if you want to. So I'll get that capacitor off, and I'll pull that off on the day that I'm in better shape. Now let's take a look at what's in these. Let's look at what's in here. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to bust out some of this plastic and get it out of my way. I don't want to cut this stuff. Number one, it's pouring rain outside, and even outside, this stuff, it smells like somebody's doing burnouts on your patio. It just smells so nasty. It is very dangerous. Breathing any kind of e-waste, board, residue is not conducive to good lung health. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this gold or brass stops here. This becomes more solder back here. So I don't know how far back the good stuff is. Let's see if we can find out together. Scrapper's tool right here. I use these in my music school too. I think I saw Patrick got a case of them the other day. It's a good idea because I go through probably 5 of these a week. go. Just like that. Like I said, I have it separated by what time. Boy, that's getting nice and heavy. What kind of golden brass it is. Excuse me for 1 second. Let me just grab the other bin. Right, perchance, you got that right. Friday scrap on the menu today. So these are the pins that have been coming out of these. Pretty sure that's gold without any question. But it's heavy. It's heavier gold. So like I said, I have it all sorted into separate containers just so I can, because I'm not always sure what everything is. I'm no expert. I'm just a gal having fun doing e-scrap and hanging out on TikTok. You can snip these, you can cut them, you can bend them back and forth like I just did. You can cut the plug off and, I think if you heat them, they come apart easier. But again, then it stinks and I just don't want to do that in the kitchen. I might do that outside on the patio, but I don't want to do it in my kitchen. I don't want all that crap in the house. So that's how I get these pins out, guys. I suppose you could cut through here outside with an angle grinder. You could probably cut here and then easily pull the rest of these pins out. Dremel works really well too. Hey, check this out. This is a case where you could certainly nip some of these off the board. If I'm going to sell this as a low-grade board, and I can nip everything off I want. It doesn't matter. It's going to go by weight, not by what's on it. With other boards, yeah, it matters, but not with a low-grade board, because that's, what are you going to do, degrade it further? You're not. It's low-grade, it's going to be low-grade. Sometimes there's screws under these. Makes it a little easier to get them off. So, I hope you're enjoying that. Coming up this weekend, what's coming up this weekend? Let me think. I've got another vintage computer downstairs to scrap, so I'll definitely be doing that. Now this is interesting. See, I mangled that piece out of there without taking the MOSFETs out in hopes that this would do exactly that. You see that? That's what's in your MOSFETs, guys. Don't leave it behind. It's just a matter of getting the plastic apart. I think a razor knife would work really well. I'd have them in maybe a vise, and once you get them, you just really peel them back. Look at that. I try to pull them apart on the board if I can because I get a little bit better leverage. Alright, so rubbish, aluminum, pick and choose the pins, pull the copper off the toroids, and definitely more worth it. I don't go after these transformers, I leave them on the board. A lot of people do go after them. Again, guys, it's your time and your comfort level, what are you comfortable doing? When you're popping off e-waste components, guys, always away from your face, huh? Believe it or not, I actually used to be a lot more clever about these things. So, can you cut the big capacitor open? Can I take a rain check? Because that's something I think I would probably do outside. It probably is just aluminum, but I don't think cutting things apart without knowing what they are is a good idea. But maybe I can do that when I can get outside, which really should be next week or the week after. Maybe we can do that. Palladium, the only things I know that have palladium in them, and I could use some input on this one. I know that the round discs that go inside of hard drives, those have palladium. Yes, catalytic converters. Yep, you're right. Palladium, there may be some on the board itself. These boards, guys, are composed of copper, gold, aluminum, silver, probably some palladium. A lot of the components have titanium in them. But that's what makes it so toxic to cut them. That's why you don't want to cut these, because you really can get sick from it. But what a refiner does is, and this is why I tell you guys, make sure you get the batteries off too. Some refiners going to take this board, they're going to go with an air chisel, take everything off, and they're going to throw this board into a shredder. They're going to add 1,000,001 different chemicals. It'll separate copper, it'll separate gold, it'll separate silver, it'll separate copper, whatever it is. That's all mixed into these boards. That's what they do when they buy the boards and they refine them. That's not something you can really do as a hobby scrapper, I don't think. I think, I think that's best left to the professionals. But there's a lot of, I shouldn't just really say that. I'll take that back. There's a lot of people who are really into gold recovery, like this kind of gold recovery, this kind of gold recovery. I don't know. I think there's a myriad of information out there. I think there's a lot you guys can find out. I do hope this little look into power supply boards was helpful. Yeah, I kind of agree. The computer parts are really the easiest. Boy, you guys are smart. Thank you, Jean Dominion. I appreciate that. Scorpion Gaming, welcome. Yeah, so I definitely will put the first part of the video up, and I'll put the second up. Does anybody have any questions about this, by the way? The thing with gold recovery is it's super, super toxic. If you don't know what you're doing, guys, don't mess with it. I mean, really, watch some of the other videos of some people who do know what they're doing, and then make your decision. For me, I know it's just something I will never, ever do. That to me it's just not for me. That doesn't mean it's not for somebody else. So I think I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon pulling gold fingers here. I sent my load off to board sort this morning. Sent out about 50 pounds of motherboards. They were small metal socket green. Those went out this morning, and I've got a check coming in from them, I hope, on Saturday. So we're doing well with getting a regular. I get a box or two out almost every day now. It's easier for me to carry and lift, and then what they do is they'll total it all up on Wednesday or Thursday, and they'll send me out a check for the next week. I do have a new local yard where I'm hoping to take some non-ferrous. That's why I'm working on this stuff today. I want to try the new yard and see how they are with non-ferrous, like gold and copper and stuff, and see if they're going to pay a legitimately fair rate. As the 2 yards I've been dealing with, no. They're okay, but if I can do better, why wouldn't I? So as I said, this is just the way I do this, and, Let me see if I can unscrew this MOSFET and get this piece of aluminum off. Tom on the iScrap app kind of thinks copper may have topped off. I'm still really holding on to a lot of my really pretty Bear Bright copper. I don't have to cash it in. I certainly could. That's like money in the bank right now, though. You're going to see e-scrap is going to get harder and harder to get, guys. Because more and more people are doing this because of gold recovery. So. Thank you so much for all of the gifts, guys. It's very kind of you. How what, Micah? Did you have a question that I missed? By the way, guys, I do go back through the comments, so if I didn't acknowledge you or I didn't see your question, I will certainly read through the comments after and see if I can give you a response on that. Some of these screws, guys, I have nuts on the back here, so you gotta hold both to get the screw out. The MOSFETs are attached to the board, and they're also attached to the piece of aluminum, so you have to dispose of those before you try to rip the aluminum off. Sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to have to get that capacitor off to get this off, and right now I'm not going to be able to do that. Alright, so again, lots of gold and brass pins. You can nip those out at your leisure. Flush pliers, your best friend. And I wish I had a little heavier set to pull these. I think I'm going to order something for myself. You could cut here, and you could just pull. Again, it's smelly and toxic. I just don't want to do it in the house. Alright, well. Just how what, though? I don't know. You have a question there, Michael, and Micah, and I don't know what your question is. Wow, welcome everybody who's joining. That's amazing. What else can I show you here today? I don't think well, you know what? I'm going to take this other one apart just to show you what's in it. Like I said, this is a pile. I don't want to sit here and process that on TV for you. That's boring. On video. I shouldn't even say TV. I guess I'm showing my age, huh? Yeah, I'm showing my age. Let's see what's in this one. I know what's in it right away. Like I said, you can certainly sell these as power supplies without wires if you're up to your tummy in e-scrap and you got to get rid of it. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on your video, Patrick. It's like you could buy a set, and I mean they're really, they just go so quickly. Patrick is referring to these guys. He bought them on Amazon. I think he's got a link on his channel to buy those. Patrick Williams. Hello, Joe Martinez. So we'll take this last one apart. This might be stainless. I don't really think stainless is paying all that well, guys. I don't think it's paying much more than lead iron right now. But you can always keep it aside. I think the name is Edric. What I'm doing with the components? Well, this I'm saving. I've got 5 jars like this. And the same thing with this. I'll save it till I get enough. And I will look for a local refiner to see if they're interested in it. If not, it'll sit on a shelf and look pretty. I can't see throwing money into the recycling, you know? Magnets don't stick to stainless. I know, but there's a lot of other stuff in here right now. I just don't think stainless is paying all that well. That was my point. And if I find it stainless, obviously I'll put it in a separate tub. I am doing a new non-ferrous yard tomorrow, so I don't think they'll let me video. A lot of the yards here won't, and it's because of OSHA. And even if a yard is doing everything they're supposed to do, you get some customer who's not following the rules, and OSHA sees it on video, that yard's going to get fined. So I understand why they do not allow the filming. They can get in a lot of trouble. And I get that. So, keep warranty. Please do not remove. Guess what? Now you are out of warranty. You've been terminated. Really? Here it's just a little bit more than Patrick. Here it's just been a little bit more than shred. I don't know. Again, I'm trying a new yard today, so tomorrow. So we'll see what they have to say. I do keep it separated. Fly fish. Patrick, what's your video going to be on today? So do you guys follow any other scrappers in particular, or are you still looking for advice on where to go to find out more about e-scrapping and stuff? Because if I don't have it up or I don't have it, I'm sure I can point you to somebody who can. There's a lot of really, and that's how I learned, guys. The same way a lot of you are doing this right now. Trying to learn from I learned from watching other people do it, and I learned from just taking part stuff apart myself. My finger doesn't hurt. That's either very good or very bad. Okay. I don't have a magnet here. It could be stainless. We'll put it over there. That sounds like stainless. Looks like, sounds like, could it be? Mediocre. There's nothing under here. I don't know if there's brass under here. Probably not. It looks like fan motors. So this one has a couple of toroids, piece of aluminum. Nothing sensational. However, let me just take a quick look here. This is interesting. I wonder if this will snap off. This has screws here. I wonder if I can get it off. That would be cool. Because then I can just put it aside for another day, you know? Nothing today. I'm collected 2 more boatloads of scrapping today. Well, that's good. Yeah, I have my truck loaded to go to the scrapyard tomorrow. I have all my computer shelves and everything done in there. Because I couldn't get there yesterday. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll get rid of all my steel and ferrous and stuff, and then hopefully have enough ready to go to the non-ferrous yard. No, that's attached to the board. Crud. That was what you call wishful thinking. Rats. Okay, so that's actually attached to the board as well. Same thing. I'm just going to go in here and push and pull. I could break this. You can break this back. Got some gold pins here. Don't underestimate power supplies, guys. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Ow. And again, I'm going to put on some Netflix or something and sit at the table and take these apart. Recover the metal out of it that I can. Try to get enough of a load to sell the power supplies. They take them as they take them as power supply boards. They don't care how much stuff is on it, so, or they'll just throw it in with low grade boards. And again, you know, you just get, if you get a size, I think a size up from this would be good for these. Something you can really get in here. These have been abused to all creation, and then you can just nip the pins. All right, well. You get a little bit of wire. Those are fan motors. That could just go in shred. Or dirty stainless if it turns out to be stainless. I will check before I dispose of it. My next live, guys, probably will be Sunday morning. I've been taken to try to get one done before I get out to church. And I'll try and do that for you Sunday morning. I've got a couple of vintage computers downstairs to scrap, and I'm working on getting ready to scrap those Mac computers. What I'll do is in the thoughts I'll put up there what I'm going to be doing next, so you'll have a chance to, to watch for that video. All right, so I got a couple of toroids. I'll unscrew this. There's 4 screws in the corner, and I'll go after me gold. My pirate treasure. All right, everybody, whatever you do. Yeah, I do think Patrick Patrick says he thinks the smaller clipper is better for these, and I do. I agree. The flush pliers are good for these pins, but these I wonder if there's one size up from this, because if I can just get in there a little more, I could cut them. But I don't know that these are sturdy enough. It'll do, but you know what? I'll wait to find out. Let's give it a try. I think the problem is they're dull. What is it they say? Whatever works. Yeah. Both will work just fine. Like I said, I'm not going to do those on video with you guys. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll show you what we got out of all of them when we're done. Maybe we'll keep a running total. I'll show you the bin, and you can try to guess how much we accumulated. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. What did I do to my hand, woman? I sliced it open on the first video I did today, right across there. Because I wasn't wearing gloves, because I'm an idiot. I did, right across a piece of metal just like that. So anyway, everybody, hello Alex. Hello Tom. So I apologize to anybody who's just joining. We are just kind of finishing up here. I will post this video. I will post the other one. Again, it was just, power supplies, what's inside. Very specifically server power supplies, PSUs. And I hope there was some good information there. If you could sell them, yeah, great, go ahead and sell them, but there's just not a lot of resale. And, keep on scrapping, stay scrap happy. God bless you all, stay wonderful. Thank you for all the questions and concerns. Yes, my finger is much, much better. I just, it is what it is. Thank God I don't have to play out anywhere tonight. That's all I can say. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. Stay wonderful. And I'll get the live replay up part 1 and 2. Thanks again for spending some of your Thursday afternoon with me. And God bless. Stay wonderful, everybody. Thanks again. Bye. It's the worst time trying to turn this thing off.